What's up everybody, Alex here and welcome to the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week. This week we are starting with insects and assassins. This has been the top build of this week simply because the spiderlings, if you can get to 3 insects relatively quickly, they can carry you to 50 gold with a win streak because of the sheer amount of damage they do. Assassins have been top notch. We got the Faceless Void in here. You would usually have a Morphling in this place and then you'd put in the Faceless once you get him later in the game, but you can easily have a Morphling here. And with that being said, this is very resistant to the jail system because it's the alliance synergy you're looking for with the insects. So, if one of them is banned, if you don't have Sand King, put in Weaver. Weaver's not as good as Sand King is, but you can still get the effect done. If you're missing one of the assassins, like if you're missing Queen of Pain, for instance, put in Morphling, keep Morphling. In fact, it'll complete the primordial synergy, which is not too effective, but either way, it's good. Let's see this thing in battle. All right, let's put them against our usual suspects here. Let's see how they go. One thing I will mention is this current meta is saying that Hobgen is by far the best of the 2 Underlords, especially with Molten Armor and Keep It Secret. Those are what you're looking for skills. Hobgen's been absolutely on fire lately. And don't mind my puns. A very easy win here. You're going to see that the sheer damage potential of the assassins is incredible, led by TA and Faceless Void, and the Queen of Pain doing tons of spell damage as well. And for the second build of the week, we've got shamans and primordials. Now, the reason why this build is so effective is because so many people are moving towards the insects and the assassins. You're seeing a lot of knights and warriors as well. So primordials and shamans are not being overly utilized right now, but they are super effective, especially when you get your Enigma, because with your Enigma, you're going to get the Ace of Primordials, which is going to be casting a stun effect on the spawns generated by your primordial units. They're incredibly effective. And in the front line here, you have 2 brutes, which are going to be minimizing the amount of damage being taken, right? So that helps keep them up. You have Arc Warden, so get, a Daedalus or a Moonshort or a very high impact item on your Warden. And what you're going to see here is you're going to see a lot of sheep because these are shamans. So, and the effect that anybody's being attacked here, you should see some sheep bouncing around. There's one there. You got the sheep bouncing around. It's really disruptive to the overall opponent, and these spawns are just doing so much work. And overall, it's a relatively good build because it allows you to kind of control the pace of the battle with the opposing team being turned into chickens throughout the fight and you being sustained with your primordial spawns. And for the third build of the week, we've got Heartless and Hunters. I've been talking about Heartless and Hunters since the big update even began, and everyone fell off Heartless because of the minor nerf it got. The first tier of Heartless got dropped from 5 to 3, but we're not after that first tier. We're after that second tier, that -10 armor. And what you have here is you have the stuns in the front. We have Hobgen up here again with his Molten Armor. He's going to be gaining, I should actually show you what that is. So Molten Armor here, he's going to be gaining armor and setting his opponents on fire. So you want him up front. You could actually, you could even put him here because with Molten Armor, what's going to happen is he's going to have a ton of armor. And with Keep It Secret, anybody that's on fire is going to be silenced, right? So you could very easily put him up here, bait him into being attacked, and silence everybody. He is super effective right now. Expect him to get nerfed, but especially, essentially what you're doing here, you have a very strong front line with the stuns, and you're just doing a ton of damage with your hunters. And quite frankly, they simply cannot compete. Gyro's there for the Deadeye effect, obviously, and they just got absolutely trucked. You can see how quick that fight was. With Heartless, you're doing so much damage with Hunters. It is truly remarkable. And for the fourth build of the week, we've got one of the staples of the meta. We've got Human Mages, but again, be warned. This build is highly susceptible to the jail system. Do not run this build if Crystal Maiden, Lena, or the Keeper of the Light have been jailed. It really messes up your human and mage synergy. You need them. So if either one of those are in jail, avoid this. Let everyone else try and build this build and realize like, oh, I can't even finish it properly, right? But what you're going to see here is extremely high impact spell casting, right? You have Puck there. Tons of damage being done. You have the Keeper of the Light, the stuns. Again, Doing damage very, very fast is key here, and what you've seen is much like the Heartless and the Hunters, you simply just annihilate the opposing team, and that's what you're after. You're after that mana regeneration being offered to you from the Human Alliance, and the pure damage from the magical abilities of the mages, and quite frankly, it is phenomenal, but be aware of who is being jailed. And for the final build of the week, we've got Brawny Hunters. Guys, Brawny Hunters are awesome as well. Brawnies, people are bashing Brawnies. People don't think Brawnies are good, but I gotta tell you something. Bristleback. Bristleback is what it's all about. His quill spray is so effective, especially with an Octarine. If you know you're going Brawnies and you see an Octarine come up, when round 15 or something like that, grab it, because with that Octarine, Bristleback will do absolute wonders. We don't have an Octarine on him right now, but that's what you're looking for. In fact, the Octarine was nerfed from 50 to 30% because of Bristleback, and probably because of Ogre as well, but that's a whole other thing. Ideally, what you're looking for here is you're looking for tons of sustained damage. We'd actually be trucking these guys way more because of the Brawny bonus not being applied in this particular freestyle match, but you're positioning in a way so Beastmaster on the edge here, because sometimes people are positioned usually like this, they might have slightly different position, and what you want is you want the Beastmaster, you can even move them up, right? And what you want the Beastmaster moving in on the edge here to get into the weaker units. You don't want him actually tanking too much, you want him to be dishing out damage. And you might say, hey Alex, Juggernaut does a lot of damage, why not put him there? Well, because the Beastmaster is a hunter, so he's going to have a 40% chance of doing double attacks, and Juggernaut, you want him more centralized, because when he does his Blade Storm, he's going to be hitting more units. So that's why you have them in this position. If you don't have the Bristleback, then you're putting Juggernaut there, and you're having Axe up here. So just bear that in mind. Overall, a very effective build. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a special thank you to all my subscribers. Take care, everyone, and best of luck this week in Dota Underlords.